Alright, this is Danhausen here, very nice, very evil. You are watching True Heel Heat. Probably should have had MJF do this, but here we are.
All right, hello, True Heel Heat. I'm the AEW World Champion MJF. Just in case you're deaf, dumb, blind, stupid, or since you listen to this podcast, or you're listening to True Heel Heat, and I apologize for that.
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
Hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for AEWramble episode 122. Swerve Blade, reviewing the November 29th, 2023 edition of AEW Dynamite as only we can. And as only we can, I have to be joined by the man of 52,000 subscribers. You go to him for your TV and movie reviews, as well as your honest criticisms of Tony Khan every single week. He is Jimmy Macram. How you doing, Jimmy?
All right, how are you?
Fantastic.
What a lovely day. Aren't you guys happy to be here? Appreciate you guys coming to the channel. Sorry, I try.
Why are you so miserable?
My sister tells me to be more upbeat. It's about money and all this other stuff and help subscribers. I fail every time. Sorry.
I mean, you're doing something right. 52,000 subscribers, man. We're just trying to get up to your level. That's what we're trying to do here on this channel.
Appreciate the love.
You're dragging us. You're dragging us upward. I appreciate that.
You guys are catching up fast.
Huh?
You guys are catching up fast.
Hey, it's been a good year. 2023 has been a good year. I thought 2022 was the best year for the channel because there was just so much nonsense going on with Vince and Punk every single week. So I thought that was like the high, the peak of the year, but we're going upward. 2023 has been even bigger. And a lot of that is because of all of you. So we appreciate y'all watching. Appreciate y'all joining us every Thursday, 1:05 p.m. Eastern time for AEWramble, our review of AEW Dynamite. Come on, let's be serious. The best AEW Dynamite review on YouTube today. So show that appreciation back. Drop the thumbs up on this video. Share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you live here every Thursday. So give us your thoughts on AEW Dynamite from last night. And of course, if you're feeling generous, you could give back to us with a super chat donation. That is the best way to show your support to us here. Any dollar amount matters. We will highlight your comment on screen. It helps the channel grow. We are a self-funded channel, so it always helps out so much. And in Jimmy Macram terms, nigga, we broke. Please support. Please support. I got babies to put clothes on. It's Christmas season. I got a girl to be happy. I got my sisters. I got my mom. I'd appreciate it, y'all. I appreciate it. It will hit late Christmas. It will hit Christmas week, so I can make that late season shopping. I appreciate it.
Just get rid of some of the women in your life, sir. They're not. I mean, the daughter you got to keep, obviously.
My mother, my sisters. What are we?
They have their own lives. Go ahead, feel free, enjoy over there. Though you're not getting anything from me. Love you. I'm gonna love you from over here. I'm gonna love you for free.
I mean, I stopped giving my nephews gifts because they're too old now. Like my youngest nephew is what, 20 now, Taj.
Jesus.
Don't you feel old? I like telling my friends that remember him when he was like a young. I remember him as a young, youthful child doing the Shawn Michaels pose when we watched wrestling back in like the aughts.
Holy shit! Life goes fast, and then you die. Oh, this is an uplifting ass episode. I felt pretty good about it a second ago. I don't know. Fuck it.
You made it depressing.
I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help my friend.
He's like the circle of life here.
I
can't get rid of any of these women. These women are in my life forever now.
I'm joking. You don't have to get rid of them. Just don't give them anything. They don't deserve it. Now,
what?
Now,
I'm able to do all this because of them.
I love that. I'm different. I'm different because I'm adopted. So I actually do owe my mother something. Yeah. But you don't. You didn't ask for that. You didn't ask to be born. That's your call. Or anything. I didn't ask to be born. Like, bring me in. I owe you something. No, that's wild. Like if you just drop something off in my house and then I owed you for it. That's not how it works. No, you made a choice. You deal with your decisions. This is not my call. I don't understand how this is my fault. That's all. I'm here to help.
I'm really writing this on Twitter right now. I'm like, we are discussing the merits of buying your sister a gift for Christmas, and oh yeah, AEW Dynamite. Tap in.
I'm just here to help you all, ladies and gentlemen. Did you guys saw CM Punk? I assume you did. Probably the whole fucking week.
I mean, we've had a lot of content. I saw it. What was it like? Yesterday morning, I looked at our content. I was like, CM Punk. But those are all of the highest viewed videos on the channel this week. I mean, Survivor Series review was over 1,000. We had a good review of Monday Night Raw and me and Romeo, where Romeo analyzed Punk's promo and was trying to explain how it's riveting stuff and that it's gonna be. He was going through the subtext, and I was just like, dude, it was lackluster.
I do want to. That's a theory. Not a theory. It's the truth. So I will say this to all of you: if you're watching a movie or a TV show, as you know, I do those, and I get those complaints all the time, where I say, the beginning of this movie was boring. Like objectively, it was boring. And then I'll get these fucking essays about how it was necessary, and it set up the middle portion and it set up the end. I said that makes it important. That doesn't make it less boring. It was boring. I'm sorry.
How keen are you on the Scream franchise? I've been getting. Oh, you need to. That's one of the shows. That's one of the movies you need to watch. Did you watch the original Scream? You watched the original Scream?
I'm sure I've seen it.
That's the best one. I will say that. Yeah. Okay. Best Scream is the best one. The newer ones are really good though. The one that was set in New York. We'll say it was some good horror shit.
How many of them?
Because New York is a good setting for a horror film. I'm just saying.
Is it?
Yeah. Small apartments, trains, crowded streets. All of those are good. Just good settings.
The Hollywood version of New York, sure. But like trying to scare some hobo on the train, like how's that gonna work out? This motherfucker's got no pants on. He's got fucking half a shoe. I don't think he's afraid of you.
The movie version of New York.
as much as I hated the promo when it first came out, like, hated it. Like I felt like I found out like Santa Claus wasn't real. It just hurt my soul. I hated that promo badly, mainly because I sat through 3 hours of Raw to watch it, and it's almost an unforgivable. It's a war crime, really. And once we got there, I also found out you heard his time was cut, right?
Yeah.
So I did feel like it was a relatively short promo. What I was considering.
Yeah, because in Punk, if you know Punk, with the reaction that he got once his music ended, he usually lets the chant kind of drown out. He lets the chant drown out before talking. This time, the music ended, he immediately started talking. So I was like, oh, he's in a hurry.
Yeah, and it felt like he was in a hurry. It felt like he cut the back half of his promo and then just wrapped it up with, I'm here to make money. Which I'm not mad at. I love that line in general, and I hope that's where we go. And I assume it's where we go. But, yeah, it hurt my soul. Listen, it was fine. It was fine. That's the best way I can put it. It was fine.
But you were happy with the return.
Oh, the return, first of all, I didn't expect it. I lost all hope, especially when CM Punk started talking about unions. Is that what he was talking about a couple of weeks ago? I was like, oh, Lord, what the fuck? He's really not coming back. That's a shame. But yeah, I love that he came back, and I love the way he did it. It's like one of the greatest shows ever. That's Survivor Series. Love that show.
Wouldn't go that far, but it's one of the greatest returns. That's for sure.
Love that. What was one of the greatest shows ever, sir? Let me hear it. It's not WrestleMania 17. Yeah, no shit. But that's not the issue.
WrestleMania 19 is better. WrestleMania 30 is better. WrestleMania 31 is better.
The only thing that doesn't start WrestleMania.
SummerSlam 2002 is better. Survivor Series 2002 is better. Survivor Series 2000. Yes, it is.
It's not. Love Survivor Series 2002. It's not better. Stop it.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. First ever Elimination Chamber.
I love that.
The
Jackie Robinson's not better than Barry Bonds. I don't give a fuck about first ever anything. No, it isn't.
First ever Elimination Chamber. The 3-way with Los Guerreros, Edge, and Rey Mysterio versus Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit. Scott Steiner's debut in New York City.
Oh my God! Scott Steiner's debut. What about that Big Show Brock Lesnar match? That shit, stop it. Knock it off.
First time he F5 Big Show? Come on. Paul Heyman's heel turn? Are you fucking kidding me?
Paul Heyman's heel turn? Number 26? Are you fucking serious?
Number 26 on Brock. That was the first time on Brock. Survivor Series 2016 is better with Goldberg squashing Brock and the best the traditional Survivor Series matchup they've ever done with Team Raw versus Team SmackDown men.
Survivor Series 2016 with Brock squashing Goldberg. Goldberg squashing Brock, really?
Yes. Shocking moment. That's almost on the tier of shock of CM Punk's return. Goldberg beating Brock. No, what are you laughing at?
You had insider information. It's not the most shocking return. It's not the most shocking thing ever. No, stop it. Would you stop? Would you stop? It is not. It is not. It is not. It isn't.
All right.
It is not.
Whatever you say. G-Luke saying, what it do, joining us in the chat. We also got Trey Jones, who says, sup, y'all. We got Trey Jones also saying, it's cold out here. Who you telling? I'm staying my ass inside. We also got Joseph Whitted, who says, I was at the show last night. It was pretty solid. I know Joseph is a native of Minneapolis, so I'm glad he had a good time at the show. I know Rob Wilkins, one of our fans of the channel, was at the show as well. We got CPZ, who says, so many people tried to convince themselves it was so good. Yes, that's what it felt like with that CM Punk return promo. When I saw the post about people that enjoyed it, it felt like they were trying to convince themselves more than anybody else that it was good.
Yeah, I will say I think that those tweets will age very well. It's like after Jordan got eliminated by the fucking Magic. I'm sure lots of Bulls fans like he'll be fine. No, he'll be fine. It was fine. It'll be fine.
It was. Trey Jones saying trying to find a deeper meaning in a regular promo is crazy.
Fucking calling any CM Punk promo a regular promo is wild.
We got, aside from his first promo in WWE in a decade, CPC saying it's okay if your favorite cuts a trash promo. It's okay. Jordan had bad games too. Exactly.
Trash is strong, and no, he didn't. No,
Jordan had a bad game, bad shooting game.
Bad by Jordan standards, sure. But by regular people standards, not even once. No. Much like CM Punk. This came out of fucking Sky Blue's face. You'd be like, oh my God, what an all-time promo. Sky Blue's got it. It's improving by the second. Stop it.
We got CBC say Survivor Series 2023 was an all-time show? Question mark, huh?
You got 3 tweets, and I'm already annoyed by your comments, sir. I'm going to assume Frantic Love's new fucking account.
Trey Jones also mentioning another show that's better than Survivor Series 2023, Royal Rumble 2001.
I watched that shit like a couple months ago. I suggest you all watch it.
Fantastic. I watched it a couple months ago too. It's fantastic.
Fantastic show.
The Rumble match. I love the Rumble match.
I gotta be honest. I can't believe how overrated the fucking match is. And I love Austin. I just was like, holy shit, this stinks for large portions of it. Like, not a large portion. One large portion, I'll say. So what the fuck? Where'd everybody go?
Bugging, sir. Eric saying, hey fellas, we also got here Big Man Dog saying, I did convince myself.
I think it's with the Roman smile that makes it funny. I did convince myself.
I did convince myself. I was like, that was a good promo. You like, it's like I told the joke to Romeo didn't get it like you did of Punk saying, I'm back because I love you guys. I love you guys. He was practicing.
Yes, I love you guys. I love you guys.
You. I love you guys. Yeah. Okay. I love you guys. Yeah, that one.
Let me tell you something now. I like the idea of a Rollins Punk feud, and Rollins have a lot of material to go with. It needs to be separate when they talk. Rollins does not want that smoke. I like Seth Rollins. He's not Eddie Kingston. He's not John Cena. He ain't The Rock.
He ain't Max Freeman.
You get smoked, good buddy. Please, you don't want that smoke. Get the biggest head start you want. You don't want it. Mm-mm.
It'd be a tough job for anyone in WWE. I think the only people that could compete with him in a verbal barb in WWE would be Roman, Cody.
Stop it.
Cody can. If they let Cody off the lead, shit, he just cuts the similar promo to what he did on his final promo in AEW.
I don't think you, sir, you get fucking smoked. If you don't get the fuck out of my face. Fucking, I don't think you are the right guy to carry this company. Oh.
Why do you hate Cody so much?
I like Cody.
You hate Cody for so much.
Listen, Heyman, fucking.
I'm about to call Steven Jensen. To talk to you, sir.
Only Roman, because if anything worse comes to worse, he'll just beat him up. Like, only Roman can deal with fucking CM Punk.
I think Roman, Cody, Heyman.
That's a wild.
Owens, if they let him off.
That's a wild snake. You putting Cody in between Roman and Heyman. That's a wild idea. Austin, X-Pac, Triple H. What? Sorry.
No, this Cody disrespect. The
words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
He's not X-Pac, but goddamn it, come on, man. Let's knock it off.
You said Cody is X-Pac. That's literally what you said. Oh my god. We got Big Man Dog saying Cody is so unintentionally funny.
That might be how he beats him. He just makes Punk sick to death. What do you guys want to talk about? Punk just starts throwing up. Cody's like, I win.
Thank you, Trey Jones. They are not equal. They are not the same. What is this?
They're not. Cody's a very solid, charismatic performer. He's not all time on the mic, which is what you need to be.
B+ on the mic.
Huh?
He's B+ on the mic.
That's fucking Triple H B+ on the mic. What did Punk do to him? Like, if you don't get the fuck out my fucking face, he smoked him like 3 or 4 times. Like, get out of here.
Punk left. That's what he did to him. Oh my god, this guy's outrageous. You just had two outrageous.
What is Eddie Kingston like on the mic?
Oh, Eddie Kingston is like A+.
That's what I'm saying. You got to be A. What's MJF?
A+.
John Cena.
A.
This is what you need to be. If you're not up there, you getting smoked, good buddy. Sorry, beat it. Hit the bricks.
That's who's in our A+ promos. Before we get into the Dynamite, we've already went off the rails talking about like 3 different topics. Giving your sister a gift on Christmas, CM Punk's WWE return promo, and now we're putting A+ promo. So Kingston, Punk, MJF,
Kingston,
Heyman,
Punk, Heyman, Austin and Rock.
Austin, Rock,
Foley,
Flair.
This is in their primes, by the way.
Yeah. Dusty.
Love you, Rick. Dusty.
Jericho.
I can't. If you're not putting Cena, I can't put Jericho.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
we got. That's 9 spots. That's 9 spots filled. So if we want to leave it like we did our in-ring at 9 and leave the 10th spot open for future consideration, we can. But that's 9 spots filled. So to go over them again, we got Rock, Austin, Foley, Heyman, Punk, Kingston, MJF, Flair, Dusty.
Yeah. You said Eddie?
Yeah, we said Kingston.
Okay, yeah.
And then A would be Jericho, Cena. Who else is in A? Trying to think of like great promos that like would just... Huh?
Funk?
Terry Funk? Yeah. Terry
Piper.
Funk is a good job. Piper, yeah. I like immediately thought of him when we were talking about A+, but then when we got to A, I totally blanked out. But yes, Piper, yes, most definitely.
Snake.
Jake the Snake, yeah. Macho Man.
Oh man. That might be it. As far as like great promos.
Yeah, I think so.
Cody isn't a promo. Did you hear the names we just mentioned, sir?
Nah. Cody. That's why I said it. I said Cody's a B+. He's a B+ on the mic, and he's like a B in the ring.
Yeah, like Cody's.
But his character work is like an A.
It's all character and charisma. I'm not knocking it.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of fucking LA Knight, but like,
LA Knight is like a plus character and charisma, and like maybe a B+, maybe fringe A if he gets up, if he can move up the ladder more in WWE.
Yeah,
on the mic.
Billy Graham, that's a solid one, but he asked for a lot.
Oh, Billy Graham, yeah, that's a good shout. I think he's another one that I would say like fringe A, B+ for sure.
I like Harley Race's promos, to be honest.
Big Man, that's the point though. He says I like Macho, but he's sort of his own thing. That's the point. That's why he's an A. Like because those promos are you're always gonna remember those promos. And they were all good and had a point to them. Unlike the Juxtaposition Ultimate Warrior that had some memorable, crazy promos. They weren't good and did not have a point to them.
Oh, shit. I apologize. Yeah, Moxley's really good.
Oh, yes, Mox is like...
Best 2-minute promo in the business.
Yeah, I was like, if he's backstage, he's got a camera to his face, he's like A+. When he's in the ring, he's like a B+. So I think he's in that A section. He averages out to like an A.
That's great. Joe's another good one.
Joe is like fringe A, B+ for sure.
Absolutely. Nobody touches my property.
Briscoes. Oh, they're A. They're an A.
Oh, I probably have Dax as B+.
Yeah.
Christian A-.
Yeah, Christian's an A-. A- right now, he's on an A run though.
Oh, he's on a run.
He's approaching A+. He's approaching that last spot. He's grabbing. He's climbing up the ladder, and he's about to touch that at that 10th spot in A+ with his promo work as of late.
I think that's it. Everybody else who I really like are all B+.
Steiner is hilarious, but he's B+.
Oh, Steiner's fucking hysterical, especially like young Steiner. Him going off about everything. Trailer Park Trash is hilarious.
Gary Hart is like solid B plus, A minus to me.
He's solid.
Yeah.
Bully Ray.
ECW Bully Ray, A minus. Bully Ray in TNA, A minus. But you got to add in everything else around that when he had a stuttering gimmick, when they didn't let him talk. So it's like he averages out to about a B plus.
Wow. Oh, Cornette's a good one.
Cornette.
Cornette's a monster.
I'd say A, solid, firmly A.
I used to love Hulk Hogan as a wrestler, obviously. But if you listen to a lot of his stuff, and the stuff you remember being great, the NWO stuff, it's the paid announcements it's really fun. Like in the ring, just talking about nothing for 10 minutes.
He drags them down, the paid announcements. He drags them down. And then when you hear the real story of them like saying
cutting it up.
Yo, you gotta join us over here. Like you can't be doing all that goofy 80s stuff. Like, fuck out of here.
Jerry Lawler, that's a really good one.
Jerry Lawler, A minus.
Heenan, I apologize.
Oh, Heenan, yeah, that's the 10th spot. Great call, Jerry Jones. Heenan got the 10th spot.
I apologize, absolutely.
Because if we're gonna put Heyman in that, like we might have to put a whole nother section for managers. And leave these guys out because Heenan would have that 10th spot.
Yes, that is fucking. Heenan is one of my favorite people ever. He's fucking hysterical.
Heenan is like a top manager of all time, a top promo of all time, a top commentator of all time.
Did you see that? Jannetty just jumped to the window to try to escape.
It's not fair to fire. It's not fair. I'm hyperventilating over here.
Yeah, he's fucking hysterical.
Oh, and people need to watch him in WCW. He makes a lot of crap in WCW entertaining for his reaction alone. Even his shoot reaction to like Pillman grabbing him up on his neck. Oh my God, it's great stuff. Great stuff.
Vince is one of those guys who I enjoy like in segments more than I enjoy like in the ring, just talking, like backstage being ridiculous. Kurt Angle's one of those guys too. He's hilarious backstage. In the ring, he's really good. B plus. In the ring on the mic before somebody cuts us up, and it sounds like I said Kurt Angle's a B plus in the ring. B plus in the ring on the mic. Yeah, he's great.
Yes. I think Kurt is like an A minus. He averages out to like A minus, B plus. Same with Vince to me. Same with Jerry Lawler, because you have to add in all the shit he did in WWF, which haven't aged well, guys. Haven't aged well. If you just talk, and that includes some of his prime. So we can't even just say like Memphis version, saying Memphis is his prime, because some of his prime was spent in WWF and a lot of those promos.
Oh,
Nah.
You didn't like that fucking Jerry Lawler, Jake the Snake feud? Fucking two old men feuding.
Great stuff. Where he poured liquor down alcohol. Jake the Snake Roberts. We watched that last year on True Rewind. Oh my God. Larry Briscoe is good. B plus though. B plus. Bobby Lashley. Why are we even asking that? Ricky Stark's B plus right now. He can go up.
Yeah, he always gives you something you least expected. Ricky's hilarious. He's not the guy who's really charismatic.
Don Callis.
After you mentioned Heyman, I don't know how high I could put Don Callis. After Heyman, I'm not sure how high I could put Don Callis.
Yeah, I'd say like B plus for Callis. And Jarrett, I don't even know where we're at. Let's move on to AEW Dynamite. AEW Dynamite was last night. Where was it from? Do I have
Minneapolis?
Oh, yes, Minneapolis, Minnesota. I just said that because we had Fifth Generation Cardi, Joseph with it in the chat. So Minneapolis, Minnesota, what did you think about the crowd last night on Dynamite?
They were hit or miss for me. They were up some things, down for others. But I mean, they're pretty high up there on my Mason Dixon line, so I can't expect too much from them, to be fair.
Fair enough. AEW Dynamite kicked off things with the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. Not Snake from Metal Gear Solid, no. It is Bryan Danielson, and he joined the commentary team for the AEW Continental Classic matches on this night. I love the fact that we started off the show kind of really like previously on AEW Dynamite, but this time it was different. It wasn't a video package. It was like commentary, going over what happened in the Continental Classic last week, going down the rules and the standings again, just in case you're a first-time watcher. This is one of the rare times that I was like, AEW kind of gearing their programming for a first-time watcher. Okay, that's nice. That's a nice change. That's cool.
Yeah,
and we kicked off things with Jon Moxley going one-on-one with Jay Lethal in their second matches in the Continental Classic tournament. This match was a simple to kind of follow story with Moxley's knee and leg being the focus of Jay Lethal. He had few targets and he went after it, worked the body part and attacked it throughout. And I thought that Moxley, who usually sometimes does not do a great job of selling, I thought he did a really good job in this one. And Danielson really helped and benefited this one, kind of talking about what the strategy, what the game plan of Jay Lethal was. And he added a lot to all the other matches throughout the night. This one's Moxley faking out Lethal with the paradigm shift. He followed up with a big power driver, which got him a near fall, and then choked him out with the rear naked choke to get 3 more points in the Continental Classic tournament. Jon Moxley now with 6 points overall, and meanwhile, Jay Lethal currently has 0. What did you think about this opener to the show? I thought this was a solid bout, once again, by Jay Lethal. Can't hear you, sir. What happened? I don't know what happened. Can y'all hear him? Talk now. Okay, I hear you now. Go ahead. Yeah, there you go.
Cool. I don't wanna forget this, so I'll say this now. I'm pretty sure Mark Briscoe and Jay Lethal are going to a draw. We didn't get a draw last night. I'm sure they're going to a draw.
So they get no wins in this tournament.
Just so they can fucking get something. No one will fucking end up with 0. And now that I got that out of the way, listen, the commentary was really good here. Dragon was great, as per usual. And the match was fine. Can I be blasphemous now? I don't know when it happened. I don't know if it was when Annika fucking compared Moxley to Steve Austin. So now I just compare everything Moxley does to Steve Austin, and she's gonna fail in that category. Or it was when you fucking gave that Ishii match the same as Andrade and Buddy. But I cannot stand to watch Jon Moxley in the ring anymore. It just,
oh my God, you remember?
Dude, you don't understand. I was watching it and I was so annoyed, and I was thinking, like, why are you so annoyed? The match is fine. And I could not stop. I was just so fucking bothered about this match. I never need to see a Jon Moxley match again in my life. He is a great promo. I think we gave him A- just a second ago. But he's in the ring. He's just, Big Man Dog, you too? Okay, I'm not alone. Ever since that Punk feud ended, and during the Punk feud, he's probably my favorite wrestler ever. And it was just so much fun. He felt like such a star. Just beat CM Punk up and bounced. It was so dope. And then it's just BC. You know what it might be? It might be the failing of the BCC.
I think it's them not going full throttle with BCC being heels. They just did it for the Elite feud and then went back to being these kind of like tweeners, depending on who he's versing.
It's so gross. And listen, I love the BCC, the origin of it, from Dragon staring at Moxley on the screen up until Yuta writes BCC in his chest. It's my second favorite AEW thing behind Punk and MJF. And now it's just, I'm over all of them except Dragon. He's my all-time favorite wrestler, which I'm over it. Sorry.
Trey Jones saying, yeah, Mox needs the vacation. We also got Steven Chambers who says Mox didn't bleed this time. There's that.
Something, sure.
Big Man Dog says BCC is so cold, and Trey Jones says the whole BCC needs a refresh.
Certainly. Like, what the fuck happened?
They need a direction. They need a one direction, not we're one thing on one show, we're another thing on another show. They need one direction And I think that will get people back on board or get people off of board, because it's very weird. I hear this a lot from people. If you watch AEW, you kind of are not into Moxley as much as you used to be. But if you see Moxley in New Japan, he just feels like a whole new guy. He feels refreshed over there because he's been gone so long. And the Japan people haven't seen him for that long. So that's why he feels like a whole different beast over there. Maybe he needs to like go over to Japan for like a whole tour.
Yes. How long is that? 3 months?
Like a month. It's like a month. I think gradual, like month here, month there, him being gone and then coming back, I think will be. And if he comes back and he has a direction, one firm direction on both shows.
No, much like Roman Reigns. I don't like people taking their breaks every other couple weeks. No, leave for 3 months. Don't fucking leave for 2 weeks, come back and leave it. No, nigga, fucking running the show here. Take 6 months, go someplace else, and then come back, but come back ready to work, motherfucker. That's not Mox's problem, obviously.
Motherfucker.
Please. Don't ask so much.
So before we get into this next segment, what did you think about Brody King versus Eddie Kingston? Because we talked about it last week. We were disappointed with the fact that Mark Briscoe did not beat Jon Moxley. We felt that we needed an upset on that first night of the tournament. And they turned around and said, no, we're going to give it to you on the first night of the Blue League, with Brody King defeating reigning Ring of Honor and New Japan Strong champion Eddie Kingston. I love the move. I love the match. I think it was the best match before this night. It was definitely the best match of the tournament of the first week. What did you think?
Agreed on all counts. You know, I love Brody King. I love his character. I love his presence. Somehow the House of Black doesn't suffer from the same things the BCC does, even though it has the same problems, really. Brody King's just fantastic. And then it was followed up perfectly on this show, by the way. I guess we'll get to it. But I must say, I'm impressed they went this direction. I don't know if it was an audible. I don't know if it's always the plan. Either way, it's a great fucking idea. I am now more invested in the tournament and ready to see if anybody else falls.
And I'm loving how they're telling stories within the tournament. Eddie Kingston came into this tournament completely confident. He put up the Ring of Honor World Championship, put up the New Japan Strong Openweight Championship, and this loss to Brody, we would see in a promo right after the matchup. Kingston had a promo after the matchup on Collision where he said maybe he got a little cocky heading into this tournament, but humble in victory and humble in defeat. He has Bryan Danielson next, so it's time to get healed up, and he'll be ready. Then we hear from Bryan Danielson on commentary, who said if one loss for Kingston puts him behind the 8 ball, well, I'm very confident going into our match this Saturday, and I've got 2 broken bones in my damn orbital bone. He's not coming in humble. He's coming in to win this tournament. And I cannot wait for this. I might dust off Collision Discourse just to talk about this matchup. That's how excited I am for this Saturday. Bryan Danielson versus Eddie Kingston in the Blue League of the Continental Classic. What did you think about the pair of promos to hype this matchup this Saturday?
Eddie's so fucking good. He sounded like he was about to fucking cry. I fucking love Eddie Kingston. All time. That's why he's on the list with fucking whole bunch of people from 1996.
So true. It's right? So true.
And Dragon. I forgot how much I enjoy Heel Dragon. It's just Angry Dragon is so good. Humble. I'm not humble in victory or defeat. It's like Dragon is fucking fantastic. What a mean thing to say. He's going through it right now. This was great. This was fucking great. I totally forgot about this. You mentioned fucking the Brody King match. This was
when Dragon's in his bag, A-.
Dragon, he can go.
He can go on the mic, yo. Like, people sleep on him. He slept on him for a decade of his damn career on the mic. But when he's in his bag, like people actually, like, I had a little debate about the Bryan MJF feud from earlier this year, and I was like the argument could be made. Bryan had the best promo in a feud with MJF. The go home promo, or the exchange they had where he was talking about Bryan's kids. Like those were the best promos in that whole thing. MJF alone was not as good as when he was with Bryan or Bryan talking to him.
How many people get one about MJF? Punk, Bryan. Oh, Ricky Starks clipped him.
Ricky clipped him. Ricky clipped him in a big way.
Pink thinner and ass. I was like, yo.
And Jay White did a few times in that feud. He did. The first promo, he definitely won. He definitely won the first promo. He definitely did. Tofu.
I definitely enjoyed it more. Yeah.
I'm just saying. Jay White won that first promo.
Oh, Maxwell. Jay White's hilarious.
He talked down to him like it was crazy.
He was a small child. Oh, Maxwell. I wanted my own MJF moment. Tofu?
But no, I will say this Saturday's got a very intriguing lineup of matches because each of them have the different story. Because we talked about the whole story of Bryan's coming in confident despite his injury, while Kingston's going in having doubts after his loss against Brody King. Then you got Daniel Garcia and Andrade, both guys looking for their first win, their first 3 points, and that's a rematch from a month ago. And then the big one is Claudio and Brody, which is for the lead in the block.
I'm trying to think if I'm going to sit through Collision. It's been a while. I enjoyed the commentary team. Well, I did until they added Shivani. And
it's still good because it's Nigel. Nigel's already. I'm going to say it now. Nigel's already my commentator of the year.
Really?
Yeah,
probably mine too. I just find him hysterical.
I'm sorry. He kind of won it after Wrestle Dream, after the Bryan ZSJ match.
Oh,
I think it's been a wrap. It's been a wrap ever since then.
He's just on his neck at all times, and he never stops, even on Collision. JR, who's gonna win this match, and why is it Christian Cage? Yeah.
Cloud Nigga Danielson, Brittle Bryan.
I'd probably go him and then Cole and then but you better give a fuck about.
Yeah, okay. It would probably be Cole and then for me, Kevin Kelly. Mostly for his New Japan work, but
I say a lot of AEW guys don't fuck with Kevin Kelly.
I don't get it.
I like him. I thought he was fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I think AEW is just trying to make Tony Schiavone their Michael Cole, but
look, he still got it. Okay, sure.
Put him on both shows, playing different roles on each show. He's the lead commentator on Collision, and he's the third commentator on Dynamite.
He's definitely better on Collision. I'll say that much.
Yes, for sure. Big Man Doug saying so. Bryan's usually a B+ player when it comes to promo.
Absolutely.
Usually, we got Trey Jones that says Jay White put that boy in a blender in the first promo. That's what I'm saying. Like, don't nah. Like, come on, y'all ain't gonna rewrite history to me. I remember that one. Big Man Dogs saying Nigel has really good one-liners that elevate matches. Yeah, like his one line in the Swerve Hangman. This is evolutionary. I was like, yes, it is, because I don't think we should ever see something like this again. That's the best line of the whole match. I was like, yes, this is evolutionary. So we shouldn't test this science ever again.
Ever. We figured it out. That shit's ridiculous.
Trey Jones saying Nitro is making a case for a top 5 hater this year, and I love it. Yes.
Yeah. He's always on Daniel's neck. Babyface heel. He doesn't give a fuck.
He don't give a fuck. No fucks given. So we got a special announcement next. Tony Schiavone was backstage to inform us that AEW Revolution will take place on Sunday, March 3rd at the Greensboro Coliseum in Greensboro, North Carolina. Can we get a fist? Can we do the fist bump? Like the virtual fist bump? The other one. We gotta do the other one. We gotta do so we can do the virtual fist bump. Yeah. Yes. We're always right here on AEWramble, or Tony is watching. We know you're watching. We know you're watching. Yes, and Greensboro Coliseum is, of course, the place where Sting had many memorable matches, including 35 years ago, 1988, Clash of the Champions against the Nature Boy Ric Flair. So Shivani brought in both men, and Shivani mentions that Sting is 24-0 in AEW, and Sting says he never would have guessed all these years later, after his first world title match, he'd be standing here with both Flair and Shivani. It was a make or break night for Sting, as Flair put him on the map, and he thanks both men. Flair said Sting made himself, not Flair, who said he's lucky to be standing here at 74 years old, and Sting's last match will be one of the greatest moments of his life. A lot of great moments. But this will be one of the greatest. He doesn't matter if it's ACC, CCC, CCC. They'll be having lines up, cars down from Richmond to Charlotte for this night. Sting and Flair, man. Flair looked like he was asleep for Sting's part of this promo. And then woke up, and that was the greatest, like, grandpa wakes up and keeps going with his story promo that I've ever heard.
What do you Flair? Flair's probably fucking trying not to cry. Flair cries to drop a fucking head. I love you, Rick, but Jesus fucking Christ. If I was forced to watch this promo 2 more times, I might have to get rid of Flair from this fucking A+ list. I just, what the fuck? I love Rick. Why is he on TV? He doesn't listen.
He doesn't need to be on TV every week.
Does not. And listen.
And the stupidity, before you keep going, of Tony Khan having this promo and then turning around and saying, "Oh, I'm going to have them do an in-ring promo on Rampage," that apparently didn't go well because Flair said, and I quote, 18 to 28, no husband, no boyfriend, meet me at the hotel. We understand, Flair. You said this when you were in your 40s, in your 50s. My dude. You are 74 years old, and you have been accused. You have allegations against you.
You can't fuck with anybody anymore because you fucking have allegations? This is ridiculous. All right, here's the only question that needs to be answered. He's at 18, 28, no husbands, no boyfriends. Do any women show up?
No.
Is the answer is yes? Yes. Then it was worth it. Say what you gotta say. Why the fuck is this hard? Why is he talking? Why? It's not his fault. Why? Who gave him a microphone?
Exactly.
I love Ric Flair. He's the best wrestler ever. You could argue with somebody else. I'm not interested. But he's lived all 74 fucking years. He didn't scapegoat any of them. He looks like he's about 90. Love you, Rick, because he went balls to the wall for about 50 years. It's enough. It's enough for him to show up, stand up, fucking give the wave. Oh, this is the best wrestler ever. Wave, do a woo, maybe, and then sit the fuck back down. What the fuck? That makes me so sad.
Leave the memories alone. Funny enough, that was the theme song of his retirement. Don't change a thing, because I want you here with my memories.
There's going to be people who don't even remember how good Ric Flair was.
They're not going to remember how good that retirement was.
It is an all-time great retirement. It doesn't get any better.
It doesn't get any better than that.
It's WrestleMania. It's crying and all this other stuff. Rick's still looking good. Damn near 5-star match in the finale. He's Ric Flair.
That whole Raw ceremony that made everything else after it pale in comparison. Like Michaels retires 2 years later, and they just did a segment where he did a speech, and then Triple H comes out and hugs him, and everybody thought that was a letdown because of Flair.
Right. And
like the only thing that came close was the whole thing Undertaker did at WrestleMania in 2017, which he ruined too. So it's just like
it's just sad. I'm over it. I thought we learned a lesson. I thought we were keeping Flair off TV after that first thing. Apparently not. If I can move on from just bashing Flair, it's a general nitpick I have that we've seen we've gotten away. AEW does all the time. We're 30 minutes into the show. We spend 5 minutes fucking advertising All In, and then fucking March of whenever the fuck. What are we doing? Fucking, I'm watching your show now. Can we focus on this, please? You don't fucking mind. Ugh.
Oh man, we got Jason says yuck.
Yuck is
2017 Taker. I don't want to remember that ever again. Yo, that literally 2017 Taker is where all my hatred of Taker comes from. Because yo, nah, like, dude, because I sat in that crowd in Orlando. Motherfuckers was crying. And I was like, y'all know he gonna come back, right? Y'all know he gonna come back, right? We doing all this shit. And then the rumor started. I was like, no, don't do it because you'll be Brett Favre. And then he came back and was Brett Favre. He was Brett Favre on the Minnesota Vikings. He was Brett Favre on the New York Jets.
Is that the Saudi match?
Oh, yeah, that's all the Saudi matches, the DX match and the Goldberg match. People tend to forget that one. And the match where he came out to win some trophy and beat AJ Styles in 2 seconds with his jacket on.
Oh, shit. I did not hear about that. Listen, I'm not knocking wrestlers for not retiring, nor am I knocking them for taking money. I would too. However, they don't hire themselves. That's my only point. Okay, fuck, he didn't just grab a microphone and start talking. That's not how that worked. Dummy put him on TV. Vince put him on TV. Well, what are we doing?
That's fair. That is fair. That's fair. But yes, keep coming with those comments in the live chat. And once again, guys, send those super chat donations. Show us some love. We need the support. It helps us out so much. And it's how we keep Jimmy on the channel, is what you're saying. Next up was the latest match in the Gold League of the AEW Continental Classic. Roosh versus Mark Briscoe. And I don't know, maybe it's too early, 2 weeks in, but can we get an MVP trophy for Roosh? Because he's been the MVP of this tournament for me so far. This guy he does not waste any time. And he has spent every single minute of this tournament beating somebody's ass. He came out and then immediately they just run at each other and just start throwing blows. They just start trading these massive chops. And everybody tells you that Mark Briscoe has one of the hardest hands, one of the biggest hands on the roster. But when he starts trading chops with someone who's known for making people's chest bleed, like Roosh, and Roosh's chest is the first one to bruise up, that's when you really are saying, okay, Mark, we understand. We get the big fight on the apron where Mark runs at him and he hits a big belly-to-back suplex, belly-to-belly suplex off the apron. Mark hitting the floor hard. They start trading even more chops. We get a big suplex exchange where they're snapping off German suplexes. They trade thrust kicks and lariats. We get a double down as we go to pitcher and pitcher, and then the violence just keeps going. They fight to the outside where Briscoe lays him out and he hits the big cactus elbow, which could freaking bruise his fucking hip as well. He puts down a Roosh. He hits a big froggy bow for a near fall. Roosh eventually gets the better of him when he avoids the J Driller. He hits a big overhead throw into the corner, followed by the Bull's horns. 1, 2, 3. Roosh wins to get his first 3 points in the Gold League of the Continental Classic. This was a sprint. This is what you call a balls to the wall, hard-hitting fucking sprint. This did not waste any time. And Roosh, 2 weeks in, is my MVP of this tournament so far.
Wow.
He just he just feels like the person that was tailor-made for this feud. And he just is over week to week. We saw it at Full Gear. He was over in California. We chopped that up to Cali loves their Hispanics, but he was over last week against Jay White. He was over this week, even against Mark Briscoe. And he got booed when he did do a little dirty tactics. I love Roosh. I just love him. He's one of my favorites.
Roosh is great. Now, granted, I wasn't high on him. And the first thing you guys told me was he gets in trouble because he kind of does his own thing when he feels so, on ROH at least. That aside, he's been great in AEW. I've loved almost everything he's done, and in this tournament, it's been even better. It's like pure Roosh. You just get fucking him for 10 minutes, acting like a fucking nut, and Mark Briscoe's a perfect motherfucker for it. That was fucking great. I really love this match. I liked this match last week too. I'm glad he finally got a win. I don't know how many more of these he's gonna have.
Well, he's got it versus Jay Lethal, so he's got one more in him.
Right. Poor Jay Lethal. Whatever. This is really good. This was really good. I gotta be honest, at this point, I'm thinking we got a really good show going on. This tournament to me has added a much needed structure to these shows. We know we're gonna have 3 long matches, so now we just gotta figure out the rest.
Yeah.
Ta-da.
Yeah. Yeah, it works. And what they've done the last 2 weeks, especially, is they've had the 3 tournament matches and then real 2 big standout promo segments.
Yes.
So I feel like that's really why the quality has been up the last 2 weeks, in my opinion. Because...
You got
No, go ahead.
2 promo segments featuring MJF and Christian, because like I've been saying for 4 years now, if you've got Austin Rock and Triple H, you should probably hand them a microphone. If you got Angle and Jericho, you should probably put them in the ring. I'm not entirely sure about this complicated process. It seems pretty simple to me.
Yeah, Kenny Omega, you should probably put him in the ring. Trey Jones saying Detroit Pistons Allen Iverson for 2017 Taker. And then CPC says 2017 Taker was Lakers Dwight Howard.
Jesus.
With Dwight. The dreads. No, the second run, not the first one. The second run.
Poor Dwight.
Yo, Chase, this whole restore the feeling, I think Roosh is the person who can do it.
Restore the feeling.
Restore the feeling.
You see those tweets? Well, not the tweet, the likes of the tweet. What if they're the devil people? I wouldn't hate that, I don't think.
I mean, we're going to talk about the MJF segment where this was the first time your original guess of MJF being the devil, where I was just like, he might be on to something. like this was like, okay, I noticed some things here. Steve Easy saying Roosh, one of the last few legit guys left in the business. Yeah, you just know he's gonna beat somebody's ass. Trey Jones, I need Roosh versus Gunther versus Ilya. Oh my god. Those are the 3 guys that you know you're gonna get your shit kicked in when you first up.
Concussion waiting to happen. Terrible idea.
I just need Roosh versus Gunther. One time.
Oh my god.
One time.
I don't know if you want that smoke, sir. I'm gonna tread lightly. A big motherfucker.
Hey, you know Roosh don't care. You think Roosh cares? Let me say AEW needs a translator to tell this man is supposed to be at work.
He be going in.
But you know with Mark, he's friends with Mark. He literally put it out on Twitter that they wanted this match back when they were in Ring of Honor. So once they came out and they started slugging, I was like, yo, this is like Roosh took his kids to the park. Like he's like, oh, I'm at home. I get to fight with one of my friends. Oh my god.
Fuck this nigga's chest up.
I love Mark. He's done this 2 weeks in a row where he just tells the person, come on. Like, he's like, you don't realize you just fired me up. I'm a redneck. Redneck from Delaware. This is just going to amp me up.
His screams are so entertaining. I say, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why can't I hear you on TV? Oh my god.
The face of our too entertaining to hate club. He is the face of it, Mark Briscoe. We got CPC said, never forget when Roosh beat the crap out of Jungle Boy. No, that was when I think I was apathetic on AEWramble after that match because I was like, who booked that? Jungle Boy was supposed to be getting ready for a world title match.
Right.
And Roosh beat his ass for 90% of the match. And then he cheated. And then Jungle Boy cheated to win.
Oh, right. But we had that thought a couple times. And when fucking Roosh fought Dragon. It's like, isn't Dragon one getting pushed here? Roosh just fucked him up for 10 minutes.
But that was an epic. That's one of the best Dynamite matches. I would say that one and the Omega Vikingo are my 2 favorite Dynamite matches this year. And they all happened in the first 3 months of the year.
Dynamite matches? Jesus. My memory's not good enough for this shit. AEW goes in and out. Just...
Big Man Dog says Roosh booked it. I will say Chase is right. He said Roosh versus Jungle Boy was one of the best AEWramble talking points this year. Okay. We were really trying to figure out like why Roosh.
Why? We know why, by the way. Jungle Boy probably was talking shit. You didn't think Roosh spoke English? Roosh like,
I heard you talking shit.
Roosh owed him fucking money.
RJ City is backstage and he approaches none other than the AEW Women's World Champion. Oh my goodness. Timeless Toni Storm. Luther and Mariah May are behind her, fanning her with a little fan. And Storm was insulted about her acceptance speech being interrupted last week, but still went out and partied at the compound with JFK or one of the Kennedys. What? But she's exhausted and has a touch of the gout. I started hysterically laughing. I didn't hear the second part. I had to rewind it. RJ asks if she's worried that she has to defend her AEW Women's World Championship next week. And Storm name drops a bunch of old Hollywood stars like Bombard and Barna and said if they weren't worried, neither was she. Storm asks if RJ would take her shoes off to end the show. And RJ almost disgustedly takes off her shoes as she lays there in her slumber.
Heard several cheers from the crowd when her shoes came off. I don't get the feet fetish thing at all.
I mean, they had every part of the leg revealed until then. So,
I mean, to be fair, she's got fucking superhero thighs. Like, they fucking Wonder Woman thighs. Have you ever seen that comic book where they draw women, they go overboard? She's really got the fucking those thighs.
I was gonna say Mrs. Incredible, but yeah.
Oh, see, Trey Jones over here. I don't get the feet thing. I don't get it. I'm not anti-feet. I just don't get it. I'm not anti-feet. I just don't get it. I can tell you what bad feet look like. I can't tell you what good feet look like.
Hey, that was good feet.
Oh. Okay, those are good feet, apparently.
Apparently so. They cheered for him. I'm not judging, but hey, they cheered for him. I ain't see a pair of feet get that big of a pop in a while.
So weird.
Wow. All right. Anything else?
Toni Storm's great. That's it. That's the tweet. Toni Storm's
great. Who do you think she faces next week?
Some bum. No offense. Some bum. They'll pick Emi Sakura or fucking Uninterested Tonight, but who's the Willow. Frost or
knowing them, they treat Willow like this.
Oh shit!
I'm hoping it's Kara Hogan though.
Yeah, or Red Velvet, some other darkie they hate, or somebody. You know, not Willow. I'm sorry, they don't like them. It's not my fault.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
The fucking that's a fucking Uncle Ruckus thing. God hates darkies.
Yo, I was watching season 1. Oh my god, season 1 might be like one of my favorite seasons of anything. Season 1 of season 1 and 2 might be my favorite seasons of anything I've ever watched. Like season I love 1. It so much.
Fucking hysterical.
It has like all-time episodes, like the Garden Party, the R. Kelly trial, all time, the Return of the King, all time.
I like the funeral from Mo Guns. Mo Guns is he's Robert's friend who wants him to do a eulogy. He's dead.
And they have to go back to Chicago.
Yes.
And who he fights his childhood friend. That's an all-timer too. I think is that season 1 or season 2?
That's 1.
I think that's 1. Okay, so it's 1. Yeah. That's a great episode. Itis, great episode. Fucking what's his name? what's his name? The third, the one that Charlie Murphy and Samuel L. Jackson. They're one of my favorite cartoon duos of all time.
Ed Wunsler and
Ed Wunsler the third, and Jim Rummy.
Yes.
Because I literally just found out this week that this motherfuckers, it was a joke that they were the younger version of George W. Bush.
You didn't get that?
No, I never got that until recently. I was like, wow, that makes it even funnier.
I don't do diplomacy. I was like, this shit is great. That whole fucking gas station robbery being like the Iraq
Health
War.
Inspector. I watched that last night. Health Inspector. Yeah.
What
Them stealing Oprah. Let's have Oprah. That's an all-timer.
Oh man.
Something.
Yeah. Watch
Get rich or we gotta watch it. We should watch that for your channel.
Dude, not so much fun.
I'll stop watching season 1 right now. I'll go back. We need to watch that for your channel because I think we will have so much fun, even when we get to season 4 when it becomes trash, because we'll have fun shitting on it.
Is it trash, or are you guys just comparing it to other CM Punk promos?
Well, Aaron McGruger is not a part of it.
Yeah,
so it becomes like this soulless. There's one great episode, and I believe it's Catcher Freeman. So it's like a granddad. No. Catcher Freeman is from season 1, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it's definitely. I've seen it. So it's
season two.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that was the inspiration for Django Unchained. Catcher Freeman. But yeah, it's a Robert like flashback episode basically.
Okay.
We got in the chat here a couple of comments. Yeah, we got people calling for Red Velvet, and we also got Trey Jones saying Boondocks is so good. We also got Brooklyn Bleak saying Stink Meaner's Exorcism. Yes, like literally season 4 has the only bad Stink Meaner episode as well. Like all the Stink Meaner episodes are all-time goated episodes. Like the granddad's fight, his resurrection when he becomes into Tom's body. When his family goes after them, that's all of them great episodes.
Agreed. So Exorcism can be a little rough. Like sometimes I find it hysterical, sometimes like it's just kind of gross.
But Stink Meter and Ruckus bonding over their hatred of black people was hilarious. I mean, Ruckus has some of the best. Passion of Ruckus is like it might be the best episode ever. His reality show on BET might be one of the best episodes ever.
His grandmother dying in Robert's house might be my favorite episode ever. It's just so
oh, the origin story, the Uncle Ruckus origin story. Yes, that's an all-timer. Yeah, I think Catcher Freeman is season 2. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so many. I watched a Pimp Named Slipback for the first time again.
Damn, that's not a great episode.
Another great one. All right, let's talk about the first of the 2 great promo segments we talked about earlier. AEW World Champion MJF comes down to the ring with a cane, and Excalibur brings up the partially torn labrum that was reported this week. MJF brings up the AEW World Championship match against Samoa Joe at World's End on December 30th. And as a person, he doesn't like Joe. But as a pro wrestler, he respects him for believing in AEW and not just wanting to line his pockets. Shot at CM Punk. Cough, cough. MJF brought up getting a poster in the mail growing up from TNA, and one person stood out from that company, and it was the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe. MJF mentions that Joe was a top star, but he was not awarded the opportunity to become a world champion in WWE. But he proved you don't have to be a bodybuilder to be a champion. Joe helped pave the way for guys like MJF, and without guys like Joe, there might not be an AEW, and MJF thanks Joe, even though that hurts him to do so. MJF starts putting himself over, though. He says for starting a new alternative and helping to build AEW brick by brick since day one. MJF ran down a list of his victories, including Jon Moxley, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes. He tried to go through those names very quick, but we heard him. Cody Rhodes, Chris Jericho, Adam Cole, Jay White. But the one he was lucky to survive was against Joe. December 30th isn't about Joe's legacy. It's about his own. Can Max Freeman survive the final boss of professional wrestling one final time? MJF promises everyone he doesn't care what happens to his body. He will show the world that it's not about the size of the dog in the fight. It's about the size of the fight in the dog. And
What?
If his hip
Corny ass cliche book did he just what?
His hip is hanging on, if his leg is hurt, if his shoulder's hanging on by a limb, if Joe wants to take what's MJF's, he's going to have to put him down. And he doesn't think he can do that. And he broke the cane over his leg. At this point, the lights went out and the spotlight started flickering around when the devil and the Devil's Gang came out and surrounded MJF until none other than Samoa Joe would come out and make the save from the four masked men that held MJF and held a bat to him. The screen then goes black for a pretty long time before words start showing up on the screen, and it says, "In the shadows, our game begins. Next week, MJF and Samoa Joe. Will you face the unknown in a tag match? And are you a hero, Max?" Joe wanted MJF not to accept the match, but because that's because he wants MJF to be healthy for World's End. But MJF says he's sick of the Scooby-Doo bullshit, and he'll take out every single one of them. He will reveal who the devil is, so he accepts their tag team matchup for next week, which did not please Samoa Joe one too much. So, really enjoyed this segment. I thought that this was the babyface MJF outside of the cliche line, like you got annoyed about. Outside of the cliche line, this is the lane that I want MJF to stay in. Because what MJF was great at, even as a heel that tore down a lot of his opponents, he also knew how to build them up before he tore them down. He did that very, very great, for example, against Adam Cole earlier this year when their feud first started. He did that against CM Punk when their feud started. Bryan Danielson, same thing. As a babyface, it's great to build that person up, but talk about yourself and why you're going to overcome that person. And I felt like this is the lane that I want him to stay in. This feels like his own genuine character, not Jewish Rock, not Yodel Kid John Cena, not Stone Cold Max Freeman. This felt like Maxwell Jacob Freeman, MJF. He did a great job building up Joe, talking about his legacy, talking about his career, talking about his accomplishments in AEW. And really, they have talked up this matchup. That is a rematch, but they have really done a great job of making it feel like a bona fide pay-per-view world championship matchup. And then the Devil stuff was very interesting this week because that Devil Gang did not do anything to MJF. They literally just put him down on his knees and held the bat to him. And I feel like if you're MJF, who's always been the smartest man in the room, you knew that Joe would come out for you getting jumped by the Devil, because he literally just said it last week. So, and Joe doesn't want you to wrestle. So you accepting the challenge and Samoa Joe is probably, because Max is really injured, going to have to do most of the work as well. This seems to add credence to your original idea of MJF has been the devil all along.
If it turns out to be the case, I can't take credit because I did jump off the bandwagon. But I hope so. I was back and forth again, but after it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight and the dog. Okay, never mind. Back to heel, please. Holy shit. I'm over it again. Please. This one was good. It's as you said, it's a good MJF. We kind of dogged out Hogan earlier, but Hogan was really good at this part, which is I'm fighting the toughest person ever. I don't know how in the world I'm going to beat this motherfucker. And then somehow, of course, he does.
You beat him.
Which makes him look better. This is common sense.
Exactly.
This is good. MJF is good. Punk and Cody mentions. I mean, it's part of his history, so I don't mind mentioning them. So some people were annoyed. Why? He did fight them. He did beat them. Just because you left doesn't mean it didn't happen to me.
That doesn't mean I don't get the benefit of beating you anymore. Like, I
beat fucking 2 of WWE's top guys. I'm awesome. This was a nice step. I assume we're not going to find out anything next week, though I am curious how long that match goes, because you can tell a lot by how somebody wrestles, even if they're not using their own moves. Sorry, I can just tell a lot. I'm leaning towards Sammy and them, the people who like that tweet about Max ruining the feeling, which is I shouldn't say I'm leaning towards them. I'm hoping it's them. Otherwise, they're just 3 petulant children. Sammy, Jungle Boy, and Britt Baker. I'm hoping as the 3, and then Wardlow as the big guy. You were right. I didn't realize that guy was that fucking big. That's definitely a large man.
And we're gonna talk about the Wardlow man. Did his hair not look like he just took off a mask?
His hair looks very weird. That is I'm guessing those 3, Wardlow and then Cole. It's not a bad group, actually.
It's really not. Brooklyn Blake saying, and Pip names Black. We also got Trey Jones, who says when Ruckus found out he 100% black with a 2% marginal error was hilarious.
No, he's 102% black with a 2% margin of error.
I remember because he was like, "Laugh is over," and then he went to a sneaker show. He's like, "Yeah, put this on your feet." He was like, "That look like you going to space." He was like, "I'm black. I'm not walking on the moon."
Oh god damn, that shit is perfect. I love that show.
Oh, Ruckus is like my all time. Ruckus and Cartman might be my all time favorite.
Sometimes I can't stand them. It's just like this is over the top. And then sometimes it's the funniest thing I ever heard. We talked about the exorcism where he goes, "You hate black people too, right?" He goes, "I wouldn't exactly call them people, but yes." I was like, holy shit, what? It's fucking awesome.
He just has these great one-liners. It's just like the timing. And I love one of the first conversations he ever had with Granddad. They're playing chess. And they're talking about Kobe Bryant. He's like, "Oh, Kobe Bryant, he had that white fever. He had that white fever. You know, when you see a white woman and it just come over you, you don't know what to do."
I was like, this is ridiculous and awesome.
I love him. I love him so much. Joseph with it saying now Max doesn't care about money. Apparently so.
That's so weird. But to be fair, he is a rich kid, so he might not even think about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Savette saying the MJF promo was very good. We got Joseph Wither saying he always has some corny ass uncle lines. We got Annika who says, "Sweet Lord, please don't let the Devil Man be MJF. That would be stupid." It wouldn't be. It would actually make a lot of sense because look at the people he's attacked. Jay White, after he stepped up and challenged MJF. The Acclaim, who MJF was making very clear before he teamed up with them. He did not want them around, and he doesn't want other friends. So that's why he had the Double Gang attack them. Like, everybody they've attacked and everything they've done, it would make sense that it's MJF, honestly. When I looked at this segment and I thought about all the people they attacked and what they've done, I was like, yeah, you can make sense that it's MJF.
Okay, it could work.
We also got here chilling with Chase saying, what would be the most aces and eights reveal for the Devil? It would be MJF. Because Billy Ray was in that storyline the entire time.
This is true.
And he seemed like he was the top babyface against Aces and Eight. And then it turned out he was a part of the group the entire time.
I heard that was pretty good. I seen a couple seconds of it. It looked good to me.
All you need to watch is, I think it's on YouTube, Bully Ray explained Aces and Eights turn. It literally goes through the whole storyline after Bully wins the TNA World Championship and explains how he's been the leader the entire time. Where it's one of the best works TNA's ever done, where they tied up loose ends, anything that didn't make sense about the storyline, Bully just explained it away, and it was great. It was great stuff. We also got here Steven Chambers, who says, wonder if MJF has to defend the ROH tag titles at Final Battle. I mean, I wouldn't know because they don't talk about Final Battle. Like, even on Ring of Honor, they don't talk about Final Battle.
Jesus. No.
2 weeks away.
Jesus. No. My guess would be no. He doesn't care enough about Tony Khan, pardon me. Doesn't care enough about ROH to make his injured fucking cash cow wrestle at Final Battle. What?
I think he relinquishes the title sooner rather than later. Chilling with Chase saying, I actually been predicting Sammy for a month now because Tony loves pushing him. Oh my God, that would be awful.
Yeah. Tell you, Britt, Sammy.
That could be a good shout too, Annika. FTR, Pinnacle reunion. Pinnacle is behind the mask. It's Spears, Dax, Cash, and Wardlow.
Ooh, that'd be great. That's like his past coming on him. That's great. That'd be great. I'm not mad at that at all.
That would be a good shout too. We got Trey Jones saying AR Fox got the jobber entrance. It's over, y'all. Poor guy should have told them about his visa plans. Anyway, next matchup was that aforementioned AR Fox versus Wardlow matchup. Wardlow got his entrance, and AR Fox attacked him right at the bell when he got onto the apron. Wardlow would soon take advantage and really dominate the large portion of this matchup. AR Fox would get some hope spots, even hitting a big 450 splash for a 1 count. And then Wardlow basically destroys him. He hits a couple of power bombs, hits a big senton, and then one final last ride power bomb. And the referee is forced to stop the matchup. But this was the most offense anyone has gotten on Wardlow in months, especially since his return. So this was fine.
I'm glad he's better than pure jobbers. Good job. This is fun. I mean, for a squash match, it was fun. I mean, not fun to people who want to see our Fox do something. But it was fine. Poor bastard.
Do you think Wardlow is not a good squash match wrestler? I saw someone tweet this. He's not on the level of like Goldberg or Taz or Miro.
First of all, leading with Goldberg is wild. Like, yeah, he's not like the greatest squash match wrestler ever. No.
Yeah. But I said Taz. I said Miro.
Those guys have like a violence to them that Wardlow doesn't quite have.
Joe is another great squash match wrestler.
Oh. So if you asked if he's those guys, no. But to be fair to me, I find those guys to be Taz, Joe. Who's the other one? Goldberg. Who's the other one?
Miro.
I find those guys to be generally more charismatic than Wardlow is. Like,
that's also true.
They pop off the fucking screen. Sorry. Like Wardlow.
That is true. Let us know if you think Wardlow is not a good squash match wrestler. I want to know what you guys think. Excalibur talks about Dante Martin returning to action after suffering a horrific ankle injury at the end of March and at ROH Supercard of Honor in a ladder match. And they actually showed the spot. Oh my God.
Oh. Turn away.
It's up there with Sid. It's up there with Sid.
Oh, it's fucking heinous. Poor bastard. That is jarring to watch every time.
That's it. Like that. I was like, why would you show the injury? But I will say, when Dante came out and I thought about it, I was like, how the fuck is this man back 7 months later?
I don't understand how I didn't pay enough attention in biology class. It looked like his shit wasn't attached. Can they just reattach limbs? This shit looked wild.
Yo, like I was amazed. Like I was like, why would you show that? And then when he came out, I was like, oh, that's why you showed it, because I'm like amazed he's out here right now. Like after you show the injury, you finally show the injury. It's like, wow, you are back 7 months later. That's astonishing. And he is teaming up with Action Andretti and his brother Darius Martin to verse the Hardys and Brother Zay. This match, you wouldn't expect much from it, but I thought it turned out to be a pretty fun sprint here, especially in the second half of the matchup where they really got to showcase Dante in this one, showing off his signature high flying. I love the exchanges that he had with Brother Zay as well. Same with Darius Martin. Brother Zay was like a highlight for his team for sure. They took out the Hardys outside on the floor, and it was down to Dante and Brother Zay in the ring, and Dante hits a big side pendulum Uranagi to pick up the victory in this one. And Top Flight Action picking up a trios win. And then after the commercial break, we thought we were going to hear from Dante Martin after his return victory, along with Darius Martin and Action Andretti. Instead, we got the man that injured Dante Martin, who interrupted his interview time, Penta El Zero Mero, and he says that he sees that he has two friends. Well, he has two friends too, and basically a challenge is made. And this is about as AEW a picture as possible, because this is a match I think we would never see on WWE, is these six guys. It's going to be a spot fest. That's for damn sure. What did you think about the matchup? What did you think about the tease for the trios matchup with the Lucha Cousins?
Props to Dante Martin for coming back from that horrific injury. Props to him and his brother for coming back from injuries every 12 seconds. Action Andretti is athletic too. I don't need them together. I'm sorry. I don't. Why are they together? Because they're athletic. Because they're all fucking light-skinned motherfucker. I don't need
Team Light Skin.
I don't need 12 Shades of Slave. I'm not interested.
12 Shades of Slave. Wow. This motherfucker.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
It pops in my
bullshit.
It popped in my head. I had to say it.
Fucking Darius, Dante, and fucking Action Andretti sitting at home watching the show.
I'm serious. I'm not gonna sit back and take this fucking shit.
Match was fine. Spot fest, certainly. It is what it is. I will say the best spot is Dante's hot tag and then Jeff Hardy diving to catch him, but missed. That just looks great. Yeah, it is what it is. And I will get another version of that next week.
No, you get a better version of that next week.
Is it too much to ask for a little more? Like, he can talk. No, he's not a great promo. To be completely fucking clear, Dante, he couldn't say. He couldn't get 10 words out before he got cut off. Damn.
No. Chilling with Jay saying Dante Martin got that Aaron Rodgers surgery. We had Steven saying had to turn my head seeing that injury.
There's no warning at all except, hey, you might want to look crunch. Nigga, that's not warning.
They just said you might want to look away, and then they played the game. Joseph with it saying they need to get rid of Action in that group. We got Chilling with Chase saying I thought he was going to be out for a year plus. It definitely looked like that. We got Ace who says Action Flight pick up the W. We also got Steven who says call the air traffic controller for next week. It's gonna be crazy. We got Joseph with it who says the House of Beige. We also got Chilling with Jay saying Jimmy. Wow. We got Annika who says whoa. And then he got Annika who says they are the House of Half Black, sir.
Some of them are more half black than the others. I don't know how that math works, but not the same shade. Mom might have some explaining to do.
Now we're implying the mama out here sleeping with other men. Come on,
The
Jimmy.
words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
That's not what I was saying at all. I was simply.
Yeah, you couldn't even get that shit out. You wasn't simply doing nothing, nigga. Simply being disrespectful.
I'm joking, Mama Flight. I'm joking.
Mama Flight.
I'm joking.
Mama Flight.
She might have had a couple extra Newports one week. That's why
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I'm joking. I'm not being serious at all.
I would hope so. I would hope so, sir. I would hope so. Just saying. Didn't feel like that. Julia Hart was next up, defending the TBS championship against Emi Sakura. Emi Sakura put in the stipulation for this House Rules matchup, with the stipulation being that Julia could not win with Heartless or by any submission. This matchup started off with loud cheers for Julia. We got loud Julia chants. I was like, yo, she might be the person who eclipses Britt as their biggest female star. That's how it just feels like she has had upward momentum this entire year. But this was a nice physical matchup, more physical because of Emi Sakura, who always brings those hard-hitting chops. I love Julia's sell of Emi hitting her little running side crossbody into the steel steps, and Julia sold it with a little hand twitch. That was great. I was like, yo, she's so good at these little things too. It's crazy. The finish was the only part of this that I didn't like. It kind of looked like Emi got into place for the moonsault press a little too late, but it was after Julia put in the Heartless and wore her down. She gets a big sliding lariat and then goes to the top rope for her top rope moonsault to pick up the victory to retain the TBS championship. Another solid affair by Julia Hart, who just keeps impressing me week after week.
It's a fucking star. As far as the finish goes, Julia usually gets more height instead of distance. This time she got more distance instead of height. I think Sakura was nervous. Like
she brings them very close to the ropes.
Yeah, and she overshot her, quite frankly. I think Sakura had to move, otherwise, the match was actually pretty good, I thought. I felt like Sakura is one of the more, she's not doing that stupid Freddie Mercury nonsense. She is significantly more violent, it seems like, than most women. I don't know what's next for Julia, though. I would imagine Statlander or fucking New York. I mean, it just makes more sense to me.
That does make a lot of sense. And they haven't really positioned anybody very kind of prominent, even though they did do a little angle with Mercedes Martinez and Diamante with Willow and Chris Statlander on Collision. So maybe they give them both the spot because they're both from New York, Willow and Chris.
Another triple threat? Well, they've done it before. They have fatal four ways. Fucking
yeah, we're gonna do it with the tag team division. Why not?
What's it say? Oh, about Mercedes, not Martinez. Mercedes. FKA Sasha Banks, because I'm not using the last name. Mercedes Renato.
Money.
Heinous. Somebody said she might sign with AEW for 2 years. Let me tell you something. She didn't get to where she is by being a fucking idiot. She got it by being impossibly talented and really smart. On what planet would she trust Tony Khan's women's booking and put her career in his hands for 2 years? Where did you do that at? Nowhere. I hope she stays or drops in for 6 months or so. Does all in.
I think she does a year where she tries to do the year she was gonna do this year. Next year,
she's just fucking running around.
Where she goes to Japan. She wanted to go to Mexico. She didn't do that. She can go to Mexico. She can spend some time in Stardom, spend some time in New Japan, do some AEW, do Wembley. You know,
yeah, do that.
And then 2025, when WWE figures out, damn, it's 2025. And still only Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch are over. Fuck. What are we gonna do? Mercedes Moné comes in.
It's not the yes. You have 2 stars. You got Austin and Rock. That's it. What do you want? What do you want from me? You tried. They don't.
Nah, Bianca's over. Charlotte's over. Damage Control as a whole is over.
Even
though they don't fucking win. They never fucking win. Why do they not fucking win?
I was ready to get to that. I was like, He's usually the rational one. I've never seen an overreaction like this in my life. He lost his mind after that first match. I'm done. I'm fucking done. I can't believe this. Sorry. This is the
Why? Why does he always do it? Why? This, but like, it just doesn't make sense. This is the first thing you introduced when you became in power. Why do you not like it?
It's so odd.
I think that it frustrates me. Like I've said it before, nothing frustrates me more than wrestling that doesn't make sense. Like nothing will
It
frustrate.
does make sense. The fucking Avengers.
No. I understand. No, it makes sense that they lost a match. It does not make sense that Triple H hates them. It just why? Why? That's the part that's frustrating. It does in a kayfabe sense. I understand the baby faces come together, they beat the stable. That makes sense. Yeah, it does. But it makes sense when you at least build up the heel stable first. It makes more sense.
I agree. I would have had them win. I just think it's better long term because I can't take Bailey and them seriously. Though Bailey a little more now because she was kicking ass in that match. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. I wouldn't mind this if they didn't get their ass kicked by Bianca solo for like 6 months.
Exactly. And then like they literally did a good job this year of reheating them up, and people are interested in them again. You put Asuka on the team, you bring Kyrie back. Still fucking. It was like, yo, I was like, all right, like I know, like you already got it built in, like to give them a reason to win. Becky and Charlotte don't get along. No, we get that fucking hug in the middle of the fucking matchup, like they're fucking Golden Girls. Like, what are we doing? Why don't you like them?
I never would have had them go over. I probably would have had. I mean, Shotzi's right there.
Exactly. I was like, the fuck. You got the reason why Becky and Charlotte would not win. They don't get along. They don't like each other.
Yeah, it's an odd choice.
And then to add the cherry on top of like the match was really good. The people performing did a really good job, but it just felt like the booking was just working against them between the winner and how they won, the little Charlotte and Becky stuff, and then the brilliant idea of let's let the fans choose the order of War Games. And you knew the fans were going to pick the baby faces to have the advantage. And that I have never seen a War Games match that works with the baby faces having the advantage. I've never seen it.
You to let go of that fucking Bloodline match was fine last year. I thought it was good even. Did you knock it off?
It was good because of the last 5 minutes when everybody was in the ring.
Let it go because you took a stand 2 weeks before and you refused to let it go.
No, I didn't.
It worked.
No, it didn't.
Worked.
It did not for me.
Worked.
It
didn't work here because damage control there is strength in numbers. I don't get why that wouldn't work. No, I mean I get why they did it. I just wouldn't have done it for this one. Maybe who was it? The Frito-Lay? What was it? The
Ruffles.
Ruffles. Maybe they really wanted like a War Games thing. Whatever. Fuck it.
They really wanted a War Games tie-in. Do you think we get the damage control split on Friday?
Part of me thinks that they're gonna do a swerve and they accept that Bailey fucking didn't fucking deserve to get kicked out. You know, that works better if they win the match, in my opinion. But whatever. I feel like it's coming sooner rather than later. That's the only reason you'd have them lose. Usually.
And the story they told with that part was great, of Bailey saving each and every one of the members and then being the one to lose because no one had her back.
That's cute. How about she does that and they win? And now we don't feel Bailey has earned her spot. Then you got another 2 months of her re-losing her spot. Then they kick
it should have been like Sammy. Sammy earned his spot at War Games last year.
I didn't consider that. Maybe that's why they wanted to do it again. Fair enough. Are we going to get Bailey and Io at Mania?
I think so. I don't know if it's for the title, though, because it feels like they've been saving Bianca and Charlotte.
They're obsessed with this.
They seem like they've been saving that on
They're
SmackDown.
they're so tall and they're so powerful. Stop it! It's Bailey and Io. This is easy. It's easy. Please.
Yeah, it is, but they'll probably ruin it. Backstage, RJ City is with Mariah May, who says she's hungry for more after coming off such a run in Stardom. She thanks RJ for connecting her with Tony Storm, and RJ said they used to play. For connecting her with for Tony Storm, and now with Tony Khan because she is looking to have her first match in AEW. RJ says that they used to play squash together, and May said that RJ is quite the curator of people hitting on RJ, who told May to go get him and then tried to get a kiss on the cheek, which May just totally no-sold him on before going to Tony Khan's office. Any thoughts? Who do you think Mariah May, or when Mariah May's debut is going to be?
I thought it was stupid. I love how he focused in on Tony Khan's name. Didn't help there. So Lord knows that's the whole purpose of this fucking nonsense. When did RJ City become this guy?
I don't know.
Like all of a sudden he gets airtime. Like what the fuck?
He's the Tony Storm guy. He's the Tony Storm.
Yes, he had one good segment on Twitter or whatever they fucking put it. Now all of a sudden whatever. I don't dislike him, but it's a lot of him. I'm saying, fucking the new QT Marshall.
I wouldn't go that far. What do you think about QT leaving?
I'm so curious. I'm happy.
This might be one of the more confusing departures from AEW.
Right? It was so long after Cody, which you would think would happen sooner. And then he still was getting airtime last I saw. I don't get why he would leave for greener pastures. There are no greener pastures, sir.
So what Fightful has reported, Fightful first reported that QT Marshall apparently had or I think it was either Fightful or PW Insider. They reported that QT Marshall first had issues with AEW and Tony Khan when CM Punk decided that he didn't want him on Collision anymore. And said that the QTV group and segments were not doing anything to the Powerhouse Hobbs presentation, which he was right. So they removed him from television. Tony basically took the blame for that move, and that started to kind of fracture the relationship between Tony Khan and QT Marshall. I believe Russell Pires also reported on this and reported that QT Marshall has left AEW because he wants to wrestle more. And he also doesn't agree with the direction of AEW. And he said this in his tweet. He feels AEW is trying to go more to a New Japan style. And he is more about entertainment and storytelling, which I watched that. I looked at that report and that quote and I was like, is he like referring to AEW from like a few years ago? Because he definitely ain't talking about the AEW for the last few months. That is not New Japan. That's WWE. That's entertainment. That's them trying to do character work and storytelling. And you didn't like that. Like I felt like that part kind of felt like an add-in to be like, well, this is my real justification, because it really I feel that it really just comes down to he wants to be a star and wrestle more.
After hearing all that, yeah, that's got to be it, because the rest of this makes
no sense. No fucking sense.
He's fucking delusional. Have you ever considered that? He's mad that he's not allowed on Collision. Good job, Punk. He says the fucking QTV wasn't adding the fucking house presentation. Of course it's not. That's not really a Punk being smart thing. That's a Punk having eyes thing. He wants to wrestle more. I'm sure you fucking do. I bet you do. Not interested. And he's more interested in entertainment, like all those brilliant segments he had with Cody, or the fucking he's Tony Soprano or whatever. He's just not that guy, good buddy. I'm sorry. Now listen, like Cody, he's gonna leave this organization and spend a year rebuilding himself. I'm sorry. I'm sure you're a nice guy, sir. I don't think you'll have the same success.
Hey, they did say he could possibly get a coaching role at the WWE Performance Center.
Absolutely, sure. I guess I know I dog Vince out for not knowing who these people are. Like he couldn't pick the Bucks out of a lineup. He really wants to sign the Young Bucks. Stop it. He doesn't know these people. I don't think Triple H knows who QT Marshall is. Triple H knows the Bucks. I don't think he knows who QT fucking Marshall is. But sure, if you want to coach, I guess free. You gonna volunteer?
It's like a crapshoot though. When you look at kind of the three people that left AEW to sign with WWE, one is a top star.
Uh-huh.
One is having a little bit of a hard time getting over on the developmental brand.
Who?
And the Pillman Jr.
Brian King, Lexus King. Okay.
And one hasn't been seen since she stopped taking Ubers to the arena.
Fucking yo.
She's getting a bag to show up 1 to 2 times a week at the PC. Yo, Jay Cargill, you made a great career decision. You did.
Yeah.
You know what? This is not sarcasm. That's a great career. You getting more money than you was making at AEW, and you work the same amount of days, and you don't even have to be in front of the camera.
Yeah, no doubt she'll be there eventually, but apparently she. Listen, that was Triple H being as nice as he possibly fucking could, and it still sounded rough. He was like, there's some stuff, she doesn't want to make sure she's ready. Don't fault her own, obviously, but these niggas didn't teach her shit. That's what he's saying. They didn't teach her shit. We got a long way to go.
Which, honestly, you kind of are insulting someone that is under your payroll because Regal, yes, Regal has admitted multiple times he helped train her.
I got things to do, sir. I ain't got time to be fucking training the hottie every 12 seconds. Like he was talking about Dragon. Dragon helped train her. I think Dragon has other things he has to get done. Just a thought. I can't spend hours with Jade. You don't. Yeah.
Louis Owens said from undesirable to unhireable.
It's over. It's over. I hope it works out. He seems like a nice enough guy. Jesus.
I'm just saying, yo. I've never seen somebody oh my god. Like I thought you had charisma at one point. Did your whole time in AEW suck all the charisma out of you?
I told you Griff was a star of that group.
It was actually Julia.
Yeah.
She might be doing the same thing because she does House of Black better than Malachi, Brody, and Buddy.
Wow. I mean, she's a star.
No, better than Buddy and Malachi, not Brody. Brody's awesome. Next up, we had Christian Cage coming out to the ring to answer Adam Copeland's challenge from AEW Collision for next Wednesday's December 6th edition of AEW Dynamite from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Cage came to the ring with security guards and asked Adam Copeland to come to the ring. He took a little while, so then Adam Copeland finally comes out and Christian hides behind the security at first, saying that management wanted him to have security out there. Cage says that wasn't necessary. He excuses them all, and he said in regards to Copeland's challenge on December 6th in Montreal, they won't make it. Why? Why won't they make it? Because I'm sorry. But the reason I'm sorry, I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking I'm saying sorry because you took out Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus. I mean, Kill Switch. Kill Switch. I meant Kill Switch. Cage corrected himself saying that, which got the "you fucked up" chants from the crowd. He says, on the road alone, Cage has had a lot of soul searching and reflecting, wondering how he got the way that he was. Cage brought up traveling the roads with Copeland in Toby, the Torrents, and how they dreamed about making it big and becoming the greatest tag team in history, and they did that. Cage says it runs deeper than that, and Copeland grew up with a single mother and didn't have a father figure, which got the ooze from the crowd. And despite him being the patriarch of AEW, he says he's not Copeland's father. He's his brother. Cage's father was there for Copeland growing up and is still his biggest fan to this day. Cage says that he loves Copeland. And before Copeland's mother passed away, She said she wanted them to team together one more time. Cage wants to have one final run for the Jude Meister.
Oh, fuck.
Copeland ponders what he just heard. He looks down, and Cage takes this opportunity to put the TNT championship up. He's about to hit Christian. He's about to hit Copeland with it, but Copeland catches him and punts him in between the legs. Cage slid down the body of Copeland, who picked up the microphone and said, "Nice try, dumbass." He told Christian to shine up the TNT title real nice because next week she's coming home with him. And Copeland says, "One more thing. Go fuck yourself," which the guys in the back completely missed, and it was not censored at all. Copeland leaves, and Excalibur says the match is official for next week. Copeland versus Christian for the TNT Championship. Another absolutely tremendous chapter in this story. This story has literally had only one chapter that missed, and it literally missed on the last page. This has been hit after hit, besides one hiccup on November 1st. This has been one of the better, like, short form feuds AEW has done in a long time. This was a money go home segment before next week's showdown. What did you think about this segment? Christian Cage basically played the role of Green Goblin in the final scene of Spider-Man 1 with Tobey Maguire, when he tries to tell, you know what, it's all good. And he's like, then he's getting the thing behind him to try to kill him. But Spider-Man realizes that and moves out the way, and he stabs himself. That's basically this Christian and Copeland segment.
I did love this. I as you said, this feud had been fucking great outside of the spear. And if you didn't do the spear, I wouldn't have had contact here either. I think we just dropped to go fuck yourself and we bounce, leaving Christian gobsmacked, as they say, which means like that. But you did do the spear, so contact here is fine. This is great. Christian's always great. Christian, to me, I don't know where I'd put him in my favorite characters right now. He's in my top 5 easily.
He's in my top 5 for Wrestler of the Year. And literally, he's the only one in the top 5 that I can't name an abundance of great matches for. It's literally just off his character work, his promos, his ability to stand out each and every week, and being the best character in professional wrestling. He has made my top 5 for Wrestler of the Year.
Then he'd probably be my Wrestler of the Year, period. So that's all I actually care about. This was fucking great. Everything he says comes across so slimy, but so real. He's a guy trying to, you can tell he's bullshitting, but he's trying to be real about it, and it's so great. Edge's face was great. I can't believe they're doing it I can't believe they're doing this level of work this late in their careers. Christian, to me, is not only the Wrestler of the Year, it's my favorite 5, 10, 20 minutes of AEW every week. Easily. I love Christian Cage.
Yeah, like if you tell me AEW is not doing great storytelling, I'm just gonna tell you, you haven't watched Christian Cage this year, have you? Like his storytelling has been top fucking notch. I would go even back to the Jungle Boy match. Ever since the Jungle Boy match at Revolution, he has developed into this.
No. You're talking about the low blow where he told his mom and his sister.
No. Oh, that was great. That was great too.
True, apparently. Go ahead.
That was great too. But he had that gap in between Full Gear and the Revolution build-up where he was gone. But ever since he came back, that match was great. And then he basically went into more of like a managerial role with Luchasaurus, but also challenging for the TNT championship. Like the Wardlow feud, that was kind of so-so, but it got us to the TNT championship. So that's all it was really there for.
Yeah, I think
No, I was going to say, and that's what we originally said when he first came out after Wardlow beat Powerhouse Hobbs. We were like, instantly, even though Wardlow just won his 3rd TNT championship, we were like, I hope Christian wins it from him.
I got to. He's got to, and it's been the greatest thing ever. Holy shit! A right call made by Dummy, and it's kept on him.
And happy birthday, Christian, our father, the father of
good.
AEWramble. 50.
That was good. 50. And you look great, sir. He looks better than he did before. I gotta be honest. The gray in his beard just kind of adds to like this piece of shit. I must say, I really look forward to that match next week. I'm really looking forward to that match. I don't know if it'll be great. It'll be fun.
Do we get the Shayna Wayne turn next week?
Oh yes, you got to. You got to. And you don't avoid it. Triple H has this issue, and Tony Khan's had this issue before. I don't care if it's obvious. You fucking do it. Don't fucking outthink yourself. Just do it. It's obvious because it's the right thing. That's why it's fucking obvious. Do it.
I got Corey. He says, Paul Heyman voice. Hide your belts. It's Adam Copeland. That's probably one of my top 2, top 3 Heyman promos. That One Night Stand 2005.
Paul Heyman's so good.
The only reason you were WWE champion is because Triple H didn't want to work on Tuesday.
Where's JBL, by the way? We didn't have JBL on our list. I have B plus, A minus. I love JBL.
B plus, yeah, B plus, A minus, especially his WWE title run. That's the only thing redeemable about it was his promo work.
Jesus, I love the only thing redeemable. Yeah, half the work. Yeah, no shit.
Fucking matches sucked. Oh my god, it was some of the fucking worst WWE title matches you will see in the odds were involving JBL. Just
by the way, I gotta say this because it bothered me. I didn't even respond to it. I just blocked the person instead of fucking tweeting with them. They're talking about the roster from 2004 to 2008. That's a big ass gap. At 2004, 2005 roster stinks. It is atrocious. It is objectively bad. JBL's your champion, and he shouldn't be. Love JBL, but not Malachi. What was his name? Fucking Mordecai.
2004 SmackDown might be the worst ever.
Oh, it's fucking heinous.
It's
Mordecai.
So
I'm missing somebody else too.
Mordecai, Kenzo Suzuki,
yes,
Renee Dupree. Man, it was just the drizzling shit. Luther Reigns.
Hey,
Nathan Jones.
Luther Reigns.
Nathan Jones.
Matt
Morgan. Matt Morgan.
Luther Reigns. The great Luther Reigns.
Luther Reigns was fucking trash.
The great Luther Reigns.
There was a group of Luther Reigns, Kurt Angle, and Mark Jindrak. I'm pretty sure.
There was. And Luther Reigns is amazing. How dare you? What a fantastic promo Luther Reigns was. He should have been a star. I'm not sure what happened. I was covered in so much blood. You could tell what color my skin was. As Kurt Angle looks at him like he's looking at the devil. That shit is fantastic.
I never knew you were such a big Luther Reigns fucking mark. Big Red Dogs saying 4.75 star promo. Christian is the real world champion.
Ready promos?
Yes. Because we gave last week's promo 5 stars. Yeah, I would say this is like 4 and 3/4. 4 and 3/4. 4.5. Yeah, 4.5, 4 and 3/4. We got Dre Jones saying top tier gaslighting. Yes, it definitely was. It definitely was.
Begging is so. Let's do it for your mom. Let's do it for her.
It's like everything I said to you about a month ago.
Oh man, I'm so happy.
So great. He's so great. He's so great. I just love him. Ace saying, do y'all think that Christian will cheat to win next week to keep his title? He should, and I hope.
Is the Pope a Catholic?
He should, and I hope so. Corey saying, from his promos to character and presentation to match structure, Christian has been on fire this year. And he's added the great matches that I usually look for a wrestler of the year as well, with the Bryan match, with the Darby match at Wrestle Dream. He's going to add this Copeland matchup next week and maybe at World's End as well. So, yeah.
This is a straight up match? Like,
yes.
No.
Yeah.
I expect it to be really good. I hope we work a quicker pace instead of an edge one. Edge can be very hit or miss.
He can be too slow. Too slow.
Like, holy shit. I keep comparing him to Triple H, but like I know you have 20 minutes. We don't have to use all of them.
Post return, Edge. Oh my god, that Randy Orton match at WrestleMania.
Oh, fuck are we
Oh
doing?
my god, you walking around the fucking PC for 30 minutes. Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god, that was awful. But Christian is like the king of pace and structure. Like I think he's like all time Mount Rushmore type at
Ooh,
pacing and structuring a matchup.
Jesus. So you have Christian, what, Brett?
Okada.
That's three. One more left.
It's tough. I'll have to think about that fourth spot because immediately it came to mind as Omega, but I know I'm missing out on like probably like maybe like older guys that are good at laying stuff out and leading matches. Flair is a good one, but a lot of Flair's matches tend to kind of blend together.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah.
I appreciate your thought that you take. You're not gonna get too sappy on the show. You're one of the more intelligent people I've come across in the wrestling community, outside of that Moxley Ishii nonsense. Other than that, it's been top tier stuff.
I like motherfuckers hitting each other very hard. I'm sorry.
Very hard. There's never been a match where Moxley hit anybody very hard. I'm sorry. He's out. Sorry to
What are you talking about, sir? He is the man that
Here we go.
Two, and Blackpool Combat Club, they better wear out Kenny as long as they can. Hangman's going to come out here.
I knew it was coming. I was just so hyped. Holy shit. I'm telling you.
That was back on an episode of Dynamite in March, and we have used it all year. We have used that all year.
Removes him from any great category of any kind of wrestling. Anybody, wrestling fans, Romeo, anybody. If you can find me the clip of Triple H stomping on Lita during that beatdown, it's the most violent thing ever. He's not touching her. He's barely fucking touching her. And this motherfucker hasn't learned how to stomp? You fucking serious?
It was almost like Low Dog in Don't Be a Menace to South Central when they jumped the dude. Oh, Jay White is a good shout. Jay White is a good shout. He's great. He's great at pacing. He's great at pacing, but I would say that he still has to kind of make his name with that over here in the US, and he's just getting started with that. We got Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle, yeah, he's really good, but what I tend to saw in TNA is that his layout only really works with the best workers. Like if he did his layout with like Sting, and they just had average to good matches. He did his layout with Booker T, just had average to great matches, good matches. You did the layout with Scott Steiner, didn't have good matches. But if he did the layout with Joe, AJ, Nigel McGuinness, they all were great matches. And even if you're not the great worker, like someone like Mr. Kennedy was really good with Kurt Angle in TNA.
Oh my God, I just had a flashback.
What?
He was my one ray of hope. I had lasted through 2004, the middle of 2005, and this ray of hope came into my life, and they took it away.
Josh Alexander is basically what Chase said. Josh Alexander has just basically taken Kurt Angle's match style. I'm not knocking him for it. He's one of the people you should steal your match format or structure from. He is one of the best, but I can't put him in there because of that. Oh, yeah, that might be it. Might be it. Omega, you have to settle for top 5 because, or Randy has that Ricky the Dragon Steamboat match that he fucking practiced for like 6 months.
Like that's so wild to me. Because if you told me Savage planned on his matches, I call you a liar. You told me he planned about that fucking much, I said it's impossible. Holy shit, Randy's fucking fantastic.
Yeah. I would say Omega 5th after Savage, and then Tanahashi. Tanahashi is definitely top 6. He's top 5, top 6, something like that. Yeah, Tanahashi's up there. Jericho. I'm sorry, I've seen too much Jericho. I'm sorry, I've seen too much Jericho, and I've seen that his structure does not always work. But let's finally talk about the main event from last night's Dynamite. It was the final Continental Classic matchup for the show. in the Gold League. Swerve Strickland with 3 points, back with Nana with a crutch doing the Nana dance. I was like, Nana, why do you need the crutch? Your feet are moving fine. Versus Switchblade Jay White, who had the guns with him this week. And what we got was just a great heel versus heel matchup, which was about freaking trying to injure each other at the same time. It was once again Swerve showing that he is more moving or transitioning into more of a tweener role, because this is the second week in a row where he was clearly the babyface of the matchup. Jay White worked this matchup as a heel because he's one of the best heel workers in the world. I love this little moment when a fan tried to grab up Jay White and Swerve got pissed at them. That was great. Jay would get the advantage following this with a DDT when Swerve was coming through the ropes. He then grounded Swerve for a majority of this matchup, working over the injured shoulder. Swerve would eventually get a little revenge for that when he snapped the shoulder of Jay White and really turned this match around. This led to Swerve kind of really hitting a whole barrage of offense, including the house call and then the Swerve stomp, which I thought the match was over, but Jay White kicks out at 2. At this point, I was like, okay, this is going to a draw, especially when they start trading off. They start trading off strikes. Justin Roberts calls for the 5-minute call that we got 5 minutes remaining. And I saw at that point, it was like 10 or 10:01. And I was like, maybe AEW got even more time than usual this week. I don't know. So they were going at it. We get Desperation Blade Runner by Jay White, but Swerve rolls out of the ring smartly. Jay goes for the sleeper suplex, but he runs into the referee. He runs into the referee when Swerve reverses it. He tries to go for the low blow that he did on Roosh last week, but Swerve was prepared. He was ready for it. He catches the leg. They start trading off near falls before Swerve reverses a sleeper suplex into or reverses the Blade Runner into an inside cradle to pick up the victory. It's about 16 and a half minutes. A great matchup, just going hole for hole, back and forth throughout. And it was more about who was the smart heel in this. And it was Swerve who outsmarted Jay White. And I love the look on Jay White's face after the matchup. This motherfucker looked unhinged. He was like, yo, you just outsmarted me? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Swerve's like, you mad.
Swerve's reaction was great. Swerve Strickland now with 6 points at the top of the Gold League of the Continental Classic, right there with Jon Moxley. You know, that's going to be a big showdown. Swerve has Moxley next, as well as Roosh and Mark Briscoe, while Jay White still has to go against Jay Lethal, Mark Briscoe, and Jon Moxley in the tournament. What did you think about this matchup? I would say it's right up there with Brody and Eddie Kingston for my favorite match of the tournament so far.
Wow, I thought it was a really good match. I thought they work really well together. I love when I can distinguish heel characteristics. Swerve's a much more badass heel than Jay White is. Jay White's slimy and kind of a scumbag and has no qualms with looking like a coward if it helps him get the win. He doesn't much care about any of those things.
Before you continue, you know what this felt like? Buried Alive 1996 when they did heel Stone Cold Steve Austin versus heel Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Oh, that's a great one. Look at you. What a great callback that is. I'm about to say, it didn't feel like Swerve was Austin-esque.
Yes. Yo, that was last night. Even though, you know, you had the moment at Full Gear, last night was the first time after Full Gear where I was like, yeah, he feels like he can be their Austin.
He feels so, he's cool. He's cool. He's tough. He feels like a badass. He's not a bitch, heel or babyface. It just works. And we've always compared Swerve to Triple H. I mean, Jay White to Triple H. He just has that vibe about him. Like, listen, I'm here to win. All the rest is bullshit you motherfuckers talking about is irrelevant. I love their chemistry. I hope we get that in the semis, but I doubt it. I feel like Moxley Swerve, if I had to guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If we got the draw here, then I would have been very confident we're getting Swerve White again. But like the way this was, I know we'll go back to this. I just don't know if we'll get back to this in the block final.
Yeah, my guess would be Swerve Moxley and then Swerve Dragon, if I had to guess.
Yeah,
not mad at it. Fine.
Me either. We got Ace who says Swerve versus Jay White was an excellent match. We also got Joseph with it who says this match definitely made it worth the last minute $20 tickets. Smart move, waiting until the last minute, sir.
Indeed.
Trey Jones saying Swerve is so damn cool, man. And he says if Swerve is an AEW champion soon, I will protest all things Tony Khan.
Awesome. Agreed.
Agreed to you. I agree. I said it. 2024 has to be his year. Annika saying, I don't know if Swerve should be baby facing. I know the crowd are chanting, but after this tournament, Swerve should heal it up a bit. I don't know.
Turn Swerve. He just murdered like 3 people. We're turning Swerve babyface.
I don't know, people. I don't know. Austin committed home invasion before his big babyface turn. I'm just saying. That was December 1996. He turns babyface March 1997. I'm just saying.
That's not quite that close, sir. It's
that's 4 months.
It's before Survivor Series, so it's not December.
No, it's December. It's December. It was Christmas. It was in Christmas time. I remember that. It's December 1996.
Oh.
It was after. I'm pretty positive. It was after the first Austin Brett matchup.
He was the main part of the fucking thing.
Yeah, he got injured in the build-up.
November 4th.
The Pillman invasion is November.
This is not time period, sir. This is the only thing I watch. You can't fuck about that NJPW bullshit.
He was like, you got your NJPW information to think of. I don't got none of that. I got this. Oh, wow. Yeah, you're right. November 4th, 1996. That's insane. I thought that was in December. I was like, I'm sure that's in December. So, yeah, 4 months.
You're going to have him turn babyface? He's the best. Well, he's not the best on the roster. Let's not get crazy. Let's not lose our minds here. It's obviously Christian. But yeah,
he's the second best heel on the roster. And Jay White is the third. Jay White can move up. But Joe seems like a tweener right now.
Right. I'm not mad at it. Especially if he keeps the character. I don't want to go back to that other motherfucker. He's got to keep the Killmonger character.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not mad at it. If it helps him get the belt off of a heel MJF, because he's the devil, I'm not mad at it.
I'd be down for that. But that brings us to a close on another edition of AEW Dynamite. Sound off in the live chat. Come on, guys. 2 hours. We gave you plenty of entertaining content. Send a super chat. Last call for the super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. We will highlight your comment on screen. It helps us out so much. It goes to me and Jimmy, and we appreciate the support.
I'm trying to save for Christmas, sir. So they can buy presents for their girlfriends and their moms and their sisters and all these other people who won't appreciate it because
Black Friday and Cyber Sunday passed. Y'all missed out. Y'all missed out. Now y'all gotta wait till December 1st. Y'all got 2 days. Y'all got tomorrow. Let's put our thumbs in the middle for the November 29th, 2023 edition of AEW Dynamite. Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle in 3, 2, 1. Easy thumbs up for me out of 10. What did you give the show, Jimmy?
Last week I gave it an 8. I would give this week an 8 too. I've bought this kind of the same show, and I'm not mad.
I'm gonna say the wrestling was a tick better. The Christian promo was just as good as last week, maybe a tidge below last week because last week was 5 stars. A tidge below last week, but I thought MJF's promo was better than his promo last week. I thought the matches for the Continental Classic were overall better this week than last week. I'm gonna go 8.5 out of 10.
Okay, I'm not mad at it.
Got 8 out of 10 from Trey Jones. Got 8.5 out of 10 from Joseph. Got Ace who says 7 out of 10. And Safet says 8 out of 10. Match of the night, Jimmy. Your Bryan Danielson, Kenny Omega award.
It's either Roosh or the main event. I'm going to go with the main event because I like the star power in that match. So I'm going with the main event.
Easy for me, the main event. Even though I did love Roosh and Mark Briscoe just beating the shit out of each other. That was great.
Every tournament match except the Moxley one. All right, good. Sorry. Just thought.
Why you always slandering Moxley for? Like, what's your issue?
Comparing him to Steve Austin. That's what I've been told.
I never did that. I never did that, sir. Who is your Maxwell Jacob Freeman MVP?
I have to rename this goddamn award because again,
Christian Cage.
goddamn right, easily. Goddamn, he's so good.
He's such a great villain. It's just like ridiculous. It's ridiculous. He's a cartoon villain before our eyes. Yeah, Christian Cage is my MVP as well, easily on this one. LVP Antoine Khan award. Who do you give it to?
I should give it to fucking Antoine Khan for fucking his name on the door. He has name dropped several times. All in and fucking. Oh shit! Actually, I love you. You're the best ever, sir. Ever. It's not close. No disrespect to Austin, The Rock, or Michaels, or Undertaker, or anybody. Nate, you're up. Sorry.
I thought I was gonna be alone here. Yeah, it's Ric Flair. It's Ric Flair, man. Like there was just no passion. That was like it was like Ric Flair saw that CM Punk promo. He's like, I'll show you. show you, soulless. I'll show you. I was like, is he alive? Is he is he so high right now? Because he had his sunglasses on inside, so he had to be high.
Yeah, I mean, Rick has been known to get down. Rick does love life. Nobody can ever knock him for that.
He been hanging out with Snoop. So yeah, Ric Flair, LVP for me as well. Let us know, sound off in the comments if you're watching this on demand. Let us know your thoughts of last night's AEW Dynamite, your MVP, your LVP, your match of the night. Let us know in the comments down below. But Jimmy, thank you so much. Let the people know where they can follow you on social media, what you got going on the channel.
At Jimmy Macram on Twitter, where we blocked, I think it was 167, but I've upped that since I posted. We're at 172, I believe. People are awful. These takes are fucking heinous. Every week's another different take.
So you block people for their opinions?
Yes. Like, here's what I'm saying. Here's my thought process. Blocking is not for them. It's for you. I saw one take. He was like Austin, Rock, and I think he said Triple H. Not even in my top 20. He wasn't talking to me. He was talking to somebody else. Blocked. I never need to see anything from this guy ever again. Why? Why would I want that on my timeline? For what? And so, at Jimmy Macram on YouTube, we watch movies. Oh, let's say something. Gout is a heinous word for what it actually is. It's just like swelling up or something. It sounds like a STD.
It sounds like a disease. It sounds like a serious disease.
Yeah. Yeah. Follow me.
Yes, we're watching Atlanta over there, having a great time. Watching that show, it's so great. The next is Boondocks. Next got to be Boondocks. Boondocks is on the list, so it makes the list. And we also got What If coming up as well. But yes, follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat. Best place to support us when we're not here live, patreon.com/TrueHillHeat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content, includes the True Hill Heat Prediction Championship. We're going to the end of the year for it, so you still have time until World's End to be a part of it and win this season in the Prediction Championship. And also go to ProWrestlingTees.com/TrueHeels or ForYourWear.com/True-Heel-Heat for your exclusive True Hill Heat content. I'll be back live with you on Saturday, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time. It will be the True Hill Heat flagship podcast, and it's a big one because we're talking about CM Punk's return to WWE. We're talking about Survivor Series, and me and Miss Chrissy Love will be joined by Sat E. Diangi and Alex McCarthy. Yes, the Daily Boys are going to be back together on Saturday, so join us live for that one as we talk about this week in professional wrestling. But for Jimmy Macram, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. This has been AEWramble, episode 122, Swerve Blade. We are signing off until next time. Later, y'all.